Shalom, Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the physical appearance of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. So basically, as you can see, I had this video queued up on the screen, okay, which is of one of the beloved brothers, okay, up and coming elder, okay, amongst the branch of Great Millstone. As you can see his channel, GMS Vegas sit downs on 144K, okay, the up and coming elder, Karat Azak, okay, his channel, okay, this is the video, okay, that he went into, okay, when it comes to the response. As you can see, he gave the title, Nero Trump says there won't be a third world war or World War III. What do prophecies say? Yeah, because, because recently you had the world leaders and, of course, America leading it, okay, this assembly, certain world leaders of nations coming together, when it comes to this whole peace treaty that Israel and Hamas had came into, agreement, when it comes to the conflict over there, and all the, the madness that was going on over there in the East, it's a lot over there in the Middle East, and now they come to a ceasefire, a peace treaty, okay, which we already know, that's gonna be non-void, okay, that's gonna be in vain, okay, because as the title said, what do prophecies say? Okay, when it comes to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, bringing judgment, because ultimately it is going to be a third world war, okay, which the scripture called the third woe, okay, and when it comes to prophecy, that's going to lead to this place America being destroyed at the peak of the third world war by nuclear missiles, okay, courtesy to Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, okay, and those that got nuclear capability, okay, even certain members, American allies, okay, when it comes to NATO and the EU, turning on this place, shooting their missiles upon this place, America, okay, what's going to lead to this place totally destruction, okay, the whole land. And they're also going to issue in the time of who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shai, second coming, okay, by the way of the chariot, what the world called UFOs, and Yahweh Shai is going to bring war to these nations, okay, and Yahweh Shai at that time going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel when it comes to the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved from out of the destruction here in America, and also as well where the elect is scattered worldwide, according to Matthew the 24th chapter, verses 29 through 31. Okay, but the main destruction and deliverance is going to take place here in America, okay, due to all the wickedness that this place uphold, okay, and that's contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments, okay. and due to the wicked themselves being in power when it comes to Esau Edom. Okay, starting with these elites. Okay, on down to the government officials that doing the bidding of these elites. Okay, especially here in America. Okay, hey, but when it come to the elites, they're gonna escape the damnation of the missiles, and certain other nations, other heathens, gonna escape the missiles just to be reserved for captivity or slavery. Okay, because that's their future when Yahweh Shai established his kingdom, which by default, the kingdom of Israel, and there's going to come that time that we're going to rule over the nations, and Esau, Edom, and these heathens going to have to pay, okay, or be punished for all their wickedness, what they have done here on the earth, and what they done against us, and the power, the God of the Bible, Yahweh Shai Shai. Okay, hey, so we ain't in no time of peace. Okay, you see more and more, us that's in the faith, and knowing the scriptures. Okay, we see more and more becoming the end time prophecy of war. Okay, the third world war. Okay, race war, civil wars. Okay, the coming of martial law, detention centers. Okay, uproars of the people, anarchy. Okay, so we ain't in no time of peace, man. Okay, but that's how these devils move, man. They'll come in peace, or say peace in one sense, but in another, really, they want to come with war. Okay, especially when it comes to Esau Edom. Okay, because their blessing is the sword, man. Okay, when it comes to their conquering of the earth, how they gain, their rulership is by the way of the sword, and how they still, still prosper in the day off the bloodshed through war, man. Okay, when it comes to their military might. Okay, so all this really what Trump's saying is, is smoke and mirrors, man. Okay, when it comes to him getting up there on the podium and talking about something, we in the time of peace, he bringing peace. Ain't gonna be no third world war. Okay, which I'm gonna play the video. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead because I don't want to make this video too long. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna get some scriptures, and I pray that this lesson is edifying.
As I said earlier, I intend to be a partner in securing a better future. We're going to be working, you're going to be working with the United States, and we're going to make sure that the Middle East is going to be a safe and secure place. It's a very important place in the world, means so much. There were so many people who said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it many times that World War III will begin in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It was a time that you would have thought it could have, but it's not going to happen. There won't be World War III, hopefully at all, but it's not going to start in the Middle East. We're not going to have a World War III if we're smart. There'll never be a World War III. Our work begins right here and right now. From ancient times, this region has been extraordinarily mixed with respect to people, culture, religions, all.
Yeah, they just show you that, as the Native Americans always say, or the tribe of Gad. Okay, got the saying when it comes to Esau Edom or these devils. Okay, always talk with a fourth tongue. Okay, in one sense they'll say that it ain't gonna be they coming in peace. Okay, then they come with war really. Okay, I remember what about a couple of years ago, and throughout Trump when he was first elected, now that he's being reelected. Okay, but his first term, okay, he's saying that he was always giving warning of a coming of a third world war. Okay, due to the conflict with Ukraine and Russia. Okay, Iran and Israel. Okay, NATO beefing up their military. Okay, America constantly sending troops over there in the Middle East. Okay, so now here he talking about something ain't gonna be no third world war. Okay, show you the hypocrisy of Esau Edom. Okay, which we know Trump is a insider. Okay, he's doing the bidding of these elites when it comes to these central bankers. Okay, because in the meantime he talking about ain't gonna be no third world war, But here he ready to bring war over here on the shores of America. Okay, deploying troops, okay, throughout different states, okay, National Guard troops, ICE troops, okay. They done changed the, the Pentagon, the name from the Pentagon to the Department of War, okay. And so this show you how the hypocrisy of Trump and these devils are, man. But it's the same thing they saying, at the same time deceiving people, talking about peace and safety, okay. In the meantime, over here in America, this place is collapsing, imploding in itself financially, okay. He putting tabs on nations, sanctions, okay, causing the economy to, when it comes to the dollar, more and more really devaluing, leading to inflation, okay, hyperinflation, okay, cutting certain aids and benefits when it comes to government funds, okay, and when it comes to job loss, okay, draconian measures, okay, ready to be set up over here when it comes to American citizens, okay, and it's all in the name of peace and safety, okay, or the spirit as they want to bring, okay, but really they set things up for war, okay, to force the NWO, okay, and Trump just a middleman or a puppet like the rest of these government officials over here in America that help aid into these elites' agenda, okay.
The different elements of national characters, unlike maybe anywhere else on earth. And for 3,000 years, there's been conflict. For whatever reason, there's been tremendous conflict, always conflict. But today, for the first time anyone can remember, we have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to put the old feuds and bitter hatreds behind us. And that's why so many people in this room, they didn't get along. Some did, some didn't, but they're getting along now. This has brought the people together. This is the first time the Middle East crisis has brought people together as opposed to driving them apart. And to declare that our future will not be ruled by the fights of the generations past, which is foolish. So together, let us continue in the spirit of cooperation and goodwill that has finally brought us to this incredible, historic breakthrough. If we do together, we will reach the Middle East's incredible destiny, a safe and prosperous and beautiful crossroads of culture and commerce, faith in humanity and geographic center. This will be the geographic center of the world. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you all for what you've done and for this quick notice. It all came together just at one little period. It just came together. The greatest deals happen that way. If you do anything about deals, that's all I've done all my life is deals. The greatest deals just sort of happen. And that's what happened right here. And maybe this is going to be the greatest deal of them all, not just nation building, not just having to do with this or the political whims. This will be maybe the greatest deal of them all, period.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, these devils they're under strong delusion. I want to start by giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Marachak Wadash. Devil understood the older apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth.
Okay, so that's the part I wanted to play. Also, the elder channel, okay, the video that he responded to, when it comes to Trump, talking about say ain't gonna be no third world war. They coming in a time of peace, okay, but it don't look like that to us, okay, us that's in the faith and know what's going on, and the average person that starting to see things that's happening, okay, but we know ultimately the Lord is dealing with the prophets, okay, and ultimately the elect, okay, when it comes to us that has been called in the faith and hopefully chosen, and knowing the times that we in, man. Okay? And these other nations, when it comes to America, they ain't feeling what Trump's saying. Okay? Because they know how the history or the heinous history, how these devils always get down. Or they'll come with peace and, harmony. They'll say all that. Okay, let's come together. Okay? to save humanity, okay? But they always been on the forefoot, okay? Or when it comes to war, okay? Ever since America's existence, okay, which they stole this land, okay? When it comes to the enslavement, and the bloodshed of the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, okay? But ever since then, they've been more into war than peace, okay? They're more in war than they're in peace, man. Okay, so these nations don't trust what these Edomites are saying, man. Okay, especially over here in America, as we're in the time of division of the nations. Okay, even amongst Esau, Edom. Okay, when it comes to these superpowers. Okay, but let me go ahead and get into the scriptures. And this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, and that's going to us knowing this truth. Okay, especially us. Okay, when it comes to the knowing that we come into the understanding that we're Israelites. Okay, and history. Okay, of the bloodshed of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, by the hands of Esau Edom. Okay, so us that's in the faith, we know that Esau Edom is our enemy. He's the deceiver. Okay, and he always had bring war against us and other nations. Okay, because that's how they rule. Okay, by the way of the sword when it comes to their rulership. Okay, and they always had that perpetual hatred against us, man. Okay, and it's all stemmed back to the birthright when Jacob, received the birthright by the way of Esau Edom, sold his birthright to Jacob. Okay, and they still had that perpetual hatred towards us, man. Okay. Yeah, so and that Esau Edom always had that that mind frame, always been a conqueror. Okay, by the way of the sword, man. Okay, trying to seize all nations. Okay, and they'll come with saying they come with peace and love and harmony. Okay, being harmful, but the history don't prove that not so. So how much more now that they trying to force the NWO, man? Okay, verse 2. And once again, the scripture, everything is prophetic and already written, the times that we're in. Okay, when it comes to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. And it says, verse 2, for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. You're unexpected. Okay, we're in the times that these people don't know. Majority of our people, when it comes to the 2/3 of our people, and these heathen nations, okay, not knowing really the times that we're in. Okay, we're coming in the time of the Third World War, Civil War, okay, race wars, clash wars, Jacob's trouble, okay, financial crash, economy collapsing, I say, okay, the coming of the RFID microchip, okay, the mark of the beast being implemented, and that's going to come out of way of strict legislations, and how can I say, and by the way of them coming with full force, okay, when it comes to their sword to back up, their agenda or the NWO they want to try and establish, okay. But a lot of our people that's not unaware, okay, or not aware, that's unaware, they're gonna be cut off as a thief in the night, unexpected, when the Lord bring these plagues, man, okay. Which Yahweh Shema Shai set up Esau Edom to be the sword when it comes to the Lord will on the left hand side of Yahweh Shema Shai, okay. They set up Esau Edom to be the wicked, okay, and to be an example, okay, of wickedness. And when Yahweh Shai take them down, okay, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to bring forth righteousness and peace, okay. So right now we ain't in no time of peace because the wicked is ruling, okay. And it says, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, Then sudden destruction come upon them as a travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, so when these devils talking about peace and safety, best believe, man, they ready to come with war. Okay, sudden destruction, the Lord said gonna come. Okay, chaos, man. Hey, they saying these elites order out of chaos. Okay, so that sound like war. Okay, they don't sound like no peace. Okay, let's get this. Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Hey, so we come in that time. So, the devils, okay, Esau, Edom, these elites, and those that doing their bidding, okay, in this case, Trump, and those that's in league with them, okay, talking about world peace, okay, harmony, okay, all nations gathered together, okay, those smooth words, okay, but war is in their heart, man, okay, and they ready to draw forth their sword, okay, when it comes to their military action, okay, and the stage is already set, and they've been setting the stage for years, okay, so just another manipulation of these devils, man, getting on the worldwide, scene with these leaders, okay, such as Trump and these prime minister or presidents of these other countries coming together, okay, talking about some peace in America. At this time, Trump, Nero, talking about leading the way of peace, okay, but eventually, it's gonna be war, man, okay, and it's backed up by the way of the scriptures, man, already proving it, okay. Let's get this. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. There is no peace, say the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, unto the wicked. Okay, so ain't gonna be no peace, okay, to these wicked nations. Okay, starting with Esau, Edom, and these heathens. Okay, especially Esau, Edom, being the wicked. Okay, according to Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Okay, and like I say, him having a sword, okay, to take peace from the earth. Well, let's get that. Well, that's Revelation. So ain't no peace coming. Okay, only time the peace gonna take place when Yahushua brings salvation, man. Okay, and set up the nation of Israel. Okay, the kingdom of Israel. Okay, start with the elect. Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. Okay, and that horse represents Esau, Edom. Okay, because the word Edom or Adawam in the Hebrew means red. Okay, because they're cursed. Okay, as a nation. Okay, when it comes to Esau, Edom. And the horse represents their power as they in rulership right now. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, okay, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, and that's the blessing of Esau, Edom, a sword, okay, in the time of military action, okay. So it's going to be a third world war, okay. And they swore they were set up to take peace from the earth, man. That's why everything's so corrupt now, okay. Matter of fact, let's get this, and I'll probably get ready to close. And eventually, the Lord control all things, man. Okay, so the Lord set up Esau, Edom, okay, through their pride. They think they're going to continue on ruling, even though they deceiving nations. They want to bring their NWO, okay, they swore, okay, the RFID micro, the MOTB, okay, but eventually, Yahweh Shemal Shai got them all set up in a trick bag, man. Okay, yeah, the scripture says the deceiver and deceive are his. Okay, I believe that with Job, okay, 12 and 16, I believe. And let me get that real quick. Job chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So Yahweh Shemel Shai got Esau Edom set up in a trick bag. Okay? And the scriptures also say Yahweh Shemel Shai, okay, ruleth in the kingdom of men. So he set up Esau Edom, okay, through their pride, okay? So just for the Lord to bring them down, okay, to show and to be an example of the Lord's power when it comes to a wicked rulership, how the Lord is against it, okay? And the Lord is all for righteousness, which represent Yahweh Shai and the nation of Israel, us, okay, the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, because our kingdom is going to be governed through righteousness, okay? Well, let me get this. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. Okay, so this is going into the three woes. So we already had the third world. The first two, World War I and II. Now we coming to the third World War. Okay, the third woe, and it's going to come quickly. Okay, because in the span of time, it's only going to take Yahweh Shemel Shai 1 hour to destroy this place, America, by the way of the missiles and the chariots in that span of time. And out of all that, the Lord going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? And that's going to lead to the downfall of Esau, Edom, and these heathens. Okay? Especially Esau, Edom. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that the lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom. To the hopeful elect, Shalom.